Music Flex DJs is looking for roadies for the company to help with setup and breakdown of DJ equipment. To apply for the job, you can text 917-216-2112 or musicflexdj at AOL.com for email. Just send the information there. A couple things that help for the job is a current driver's license. Music Flex owns several vans. They're standard cargo vans. We did put seats in them, so you're allowed to drive in the Bell Parkway, so they're considered passenger vehicles. So it does help. Well, it's not mandatory. We do like the roadies to drive the trucks, but you don't have to. You can go with the DJ or MC, but you walk more if you can drive. You need to be physically fit. You'll be carrying speakers that are at least 60 pounds. Some things are a little bit heavier, and you might have stairs involved. So that's why if you have a bad arm or bad leg or bad back, probably not a good job for you. So being physically fit is pretty much a must for this job. Loading and unloading of equipment at Music Flex. So Music Flex is located in Howard Beach, so it's good if you're local. It saves on travel time, but again, not mandatory. But that's where you would be getting the trucks from. It is the roadie's job to load the truck and unload the truck. Now, many times, especially when you're learning, the trucks are preloaded for you, or we will load with you for training purposes. But even we're so busy, a lot of times the trucks are loaded already from the night before, or just they're preloaded. We do it here ahead of time, especially on the weekend. So even though it says loading and unloading, a lot of times it is loaded for you. But we will train you on how to do it properly. We will supply the trucks. However, if you have a truck or a vehicle that can transport equipment, when we get overbooked, we rent from U-Haul, and we keep those vans kind of local because you got to pay by the mile with U-Haul, so they stay at local events here in Howard Beach. And instead of paying U-Haul, we would pay you to rent. If you have a van that you use, you can make more money. We'd rather pay you than U-Haul, and that would probably be pretty regular if you have a van that you want to make money with. You can use that and get paid to roadie and van rental. So keep that in mind. If anybody that has a van and wants to make extra money, that would be it. Even if you can't roadie but you have a van, you can drive the van. That's a service. So even if you're not physically well but you own a van, you can apply for the job and we'll rent that van from you if you can drive it. Either the roadies or the crew, whatever. So keep that in mind. The job description, setup and breakdown of DJ setups. We'll train you on how to do the setups and how the equipment works and where everything goes when you unload as well, and when you set up. We do like the roadies to know how to boot up the computers and test the audio, almost like a little sound check to make sure everything's working. And a lot of the jobs have video screens on them, maybe a projection screen or a LED screen, and we get the video feed going, and you'll be trained on how to do that with an HDMI cable and make sure the audio and the video is working. Out of the gate, you won't know how to do that, but after a little bit of training, a few weeks, you'll know how to set everything up, and that's helpful for everybody. The job is mainly weekends. If you can't work weekends, probably not the greatest job for you. However, we do book quite a few weekday jobs because we have a big corporate following, and those are Monday through Thursdays. If you do have a daytime job or you go to school, if you're out by 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you still might be able to work during the week if you're willing to, because most of the events are at nighttime in Queens and Nassau County mainly. You don't have to stay at the events if you don't want to, but some of the DJs that work for Music Flex and MCs, they don't, if they're not on the schedule, they don't mind roadieing, and sometimes they stay for training purposes if they're DJing and MCing, so they can learn from either me or one of the seasoned professionals if they're looking to learn that skill. Not every event that works with, the high-end wedding events, you really can't. But certain events, if you wanted to stay and learn, you could. If you are a DJ MC looking, for extra money as a roadie and want to learn a little bit more about how to DJ and MC. The ballpark pay on this, it varies on experience and how far is the job, but generally it's $100, 50 for the setup, 50 for the breakdown. Our basic setups you can bang out in 20 minutes. If it's a larger event, and say I'm on a wedding with me, usually there's a few roadies, 2 or 3 roadies, and they're bigger setups, but we have help at them. And sometimes you get paid more for bigger setups and for traveling far distances. So that's it in a nutshell. If you want to apply, again, here's the information up here. Text or email. If it's text to me on the weekends, generally I can't answer too much until Monday, or I kind of get busy. It might take me a little bit to get back to you, but If you apply, we'll definitely respond at some point. All right. Thanks for your interest.